All right, guys, we're in go mode right now. We want to welcome on to everyone to the call. This is Pastor Isaiah Searson. I'm in Sumter, South Carolina now. Spent the majority of our lives in Oklahoma City and Tinker Air Force Base. But what you're about to see and hear is what most of our lives is centered around. That's the military. And in the military, we know that those of us who are enlisted, as well as those of us who's officers, especially in junior officer class, trying to raise a family and moving about all the time, it weighs on it financially. And a lot of people never recover from that. But what we're going to be sharing with you today is an opportunity that's unparalleled, that does exactly what you see here, where lifestyle and legacy connect. What I'm going to do today, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, as we get this thing started, I want to just introduce you to a couple people. One is this gentleman. Well, let me back it up real quick, because this gentleman here, just a second, there we go. This gentleman here, this is myself and my wife, Ann. As you can see, retired Master Sergeant, 22 years, senior pastor, 33, and I won't read everything else that's there. But guys, all of our lives were spent in service. And we got 8 kids and 16 grandkids. So we know that we're trying to build a legacy. But what I want to do is not about me today, it's about you. It's not about those of us on the panel today, it's about you. And the gentleman that we're going to bring up to make the presentation for us today is none other than a dear friend of mine that I have yet to shake his hand personally. But we've been thick as thieves on the telephone. And that's Mr. Gerald Parker standing to the left. That was the day, and I can that grin on his face, you can tell, because that was the day he wed his beloved wife. And the gentleman standing to the left of them is Bishop Sutton out of Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And of course, the gentleman with him is none other than the CEO of the company. So what we're going to do, guys, please mute your lines out. So what we're going to do today, we're going to bring this former Marine, Semper Fi, sharp as a tack, wall-to-wall, treetop tall, one of the most prolific members of this industry right now, been with MWR since its inception, very, very close to the CEO, and he is turning the corner on this thing, ladies and gentlemen, making a lot of money and improving a lot of people's lives. So with that being said, Brother Gerald Parker, I'm going to turn the call over to you so you can set your screen up and you can take over, my friend.
Pastor Sutton, it's an honor, sir. Thank you very much. And want to welcome everybody who's joined the platform today. This is an exciting time, and I'm glad that you're here to see and hear what all the excitement is about as it relates to what this platform has been able to do for former and current military personnel. I'm telling you, it is an opportunity to win and win in a major way. If you'll give me screen sharing capability, sir, I'll pull up the PowerPoint. Promise you, folks, we won't be before you long, but want to provide you with some impactful information. I'm telling you, they're still coming in, Pastor Searson. We're excited.
Absolutely. You're a co-host, brother. Go right and pull it up.
All right. Miss Kimberly Whitfield out of Texas, former military personnel herself. Look at all these people, man. This is exciting. And glad to have you here, guys. So let's get started and we'll get into it. And we've got another special guest that you're going to hear from shortly. So I'm going to pull up our PowerPoint. And as Pastor Searson has said, you know, this is MWR. MWR stands for Make Wealth Real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where lifestyle and legacy connect. So we'll go to our screen share and go to our PowerPoint mode, and we're up and running. So once again, we're here to talk about what I consider to be the greatest opportunity that exists on planet Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, that is MWR. So let's get into it. This is where you've got people. And here's what's so beautiful about it. This is the key to achieving unprecedented financial success, especially in today's busy TikTok and microwave society. Now, think about it. Most of us don't have the time or the patience to learn everything we need to know about money. And even if we did, there's still a level of complexity, you know, and experience needed to implement what we learn. So this is the struggle for all of us, why we don't get a chance to really turn the corner. This is why everything that we're, you know, about to discuss is all done for you by real experts. See, you get real results without the hassle, just like the wealthy. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to see in here today is a leveling of the playing field. We've got access now, access that we've never had before. And that's the beauty of this concept and what we bring to the table with this partnership with MWR. So the goal now is to transform dreams into reality. So becoming wealthy, living the lifestyle you want, and leaving a legacy doesn't have to be just a dream anymore. We can make it a reality. You're going to hear from some people today that have done just that. So we understand it's hard for most people to believe that these things are even possible. Why? When the great majority of our time and income is consumed by our monthly expenses. I mean, you think about it. We know exactly what that number is right now. These expenses, think about it. You probably feel like me. We're tired of giving our money away to the government, banks, and big business. This is the one thing that we all have in common. We have expenses. But think about the ability to turn those expenses into income. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you've joined the platform, we'd ask you to mute your line so that we can have a clean presentation, and we'll circle back at the end to open it up for questions and answers. Now, regardless of whether you have $2 in your pocket or $2 million in your pocket or anywhere in between, again, we're all up against the same thing. Taxes, monthly bills, credit cards, bank loans, healthcare costs, living expenses. Over 90% of most Americans' income just to cover expenses. So that's leaving us with what? Little or no money left to save or invest. And this is the struggle that we all face. Now, we want to introduce you to the solution. This is the MWR 72-Hour Money Challenge. See, this is where our experts do the work. You get the results, and we're going to turn your expenses back into income for you. Let's think about it. How does it work? Well, you provide your new team of experts with some basic information. And those experts are going to do the work to get you the results. How do we do it? We're going to help you eliminate your debt, lower your bills, reduce your taxes, and restore your credit, all at the same time this process is happening. Now, again, we talk about a 72-hour money challenge. You'll get immediate and ongoing results within 72 hours. I mean, think about the ability to put your financial life on track in a matter of 72 hours. And your success is guaranteed. I said it, guaranteed. Think about it, folks. We're operating within the financial service space. Where have you ever seen this? You haven't. Where have you ever heard it? You haven't. Nobody's doing it but MWR. A 100% money back guarantee. Let's dig a little deeper. Look at what they say. If our experts can't put more of your money back into your pocket than the cost of the membership within the first 30 days, we give you a full refund. Now, see, there's no risk to you, and the only way that you can lose is simply by choosing not to participate. So we ask you to participate in your own rescue. Upload the documents, schedule the appointments, give the experts everything they need to help you move your life forward. Now, why do we guarantee your success? For this reason. The average monthly savings for our members who take the 72-Hour Money Challenge is over $2,000 a month. Imagine putting $2,000 a month back into your pocket from your existing finance. But what if it wasn't $2,000 a month? Suppose it was $500 a month, or $1,000 a month, or $1,500 a month back in your pocket. What would that do for you or your family? We know the impact. We know the profound impact that it will have in any of these situations with the average family in this country. So again, I want to introduce you to a group of folks that we know personally that have already engaged in the 72-Hour Money Challenge and are getting results. Starting with our good friends out of Chicago, Illinois, Don and Ruthie. They're saving over $2,161 a month back into their pockets because they've taken the challenge. Diana out of South Carolina, $720 a month back in her pocket as a result of the 72-Hour Money Challenge. My good friend Fernando and Martha Ramirez out of Southern California, $2,361 a month going back into their pockets from their existing finances. As I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, our experts do the work and you get the results. Now, you know now becoming wealthy is possible, right? And you have the extra cash flow needed for our experts to put the money to work for you. What do? We look at our next level strategies, right? We're going to find a job for that money. This is our way to help you save, grow, and protect your money and assets. Experts-driven strategies to reduce next level results. How do we attack this? Well, we've got a diversified cash flow account, our private reserve account, land banking, our ability to buy land in the path of growth at 20 to 40% below market value, even precious metals. We get a chance now to deal with gold and silver, and also Trust My Assets. This is a profound platform that allows you to move money from generation to generation. Yes, these are the same tools and systems that wealthy people have always had access to, previously reserved for the wealthy, but thanks to MWR, you and I now have it available to us. That's the beauty of it. I told you earlier, they've leveled the playing field, and this is how. So let's talk about the cost of the program. The membership alone, $149.97 a month. Now think about what you're getting. This includes your spouse, no contract to sign, no setup fee. You've got people now, just like the wealthy, without hurting your wallet. For $149.97, which amounts to be about the price of a cup of coffee a day, you've got access to live trained licensed experts in every area of your financial life, starting with tax reduction strategies, the ability to lower your bills, eliminate your debt, restore your credit, looking at the investment vehicle again, diversified cash flow account, the private reserve account, trust my assets, land banking, and precious metals, all for $149.97 per month. Now, here's what we know for sure. You couldn't go anywhere in the United States and find one of these services, much less all of them, for only $149.97. Nor could you go anywhere in the United States and find one of these services, much less all of them to include a spouse, for only $149.97. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the win. This is the one that we've been looking for to position ourselves to move our lives to a different level. Now, the goal is to work smarter and not harder. So our membership can provide you with everything you need to become and stay wealthy. I want to be clear on something. This is not about getting rich quick. This is about getting rich right. So MWR offers the side hustle without the hassle. So let's dig a little deeper and get into it. We feel it's the perfect business. Where else can you get paid daily while someone else is doing the work? I'll wait on an answer. You can't. Only here at MWR. Now, for a small startup cost, $249, that is your initial investment to get going, to become a business owner and partner yourself with the fastest growing financial strategies company in the United States. That's MWR. But look at what else this $249.97 one-time investment does for you. It puts you in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar-a-year industry. That is financial services. Tell me a time in your life where money hasn't been an issue for everyone that you know. There's a membership fee of $149.97. That is your ongoing expense, but we're going to show you how to offset that. But now you become a qualified marketing director with MWR, with the opportunity to present the solution to the problem that 98% of the people in the country are facing, and get paid a ridiculous amount of money with you never having to become the expert. So let's talk about this revenue sharing program. We talk about a ridiculous amount of money. Let's see what it looks like. Here's how we build it out. You need to find 3 business partners, people like yourself that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, that want to lock arms with you, that want to control their own destiny. They want to dictate the terms themselves. They want to partner with you to become a partner with MWR. Once again, the fastest growing financial strategies company in the country. You get those people on your team and one outside customer, you just triggered what we call daily guaranteed income. The following day, you start generating $5 a day, $150 a month. So someone said to me very sarcastically, $150 a month doesn't sound like a whole lot of money. Let me show you what $150 a month looks like. In order for a person to receive $150 a month consistently, ongoing, for an indefinite period of time, that person would have to have $36,000 sitting somewhere that they can't touch, that's returning them at least 5% interest. So I asked the guy, what's easier? Put your hand on $36,000 or go find you 3 people. It was easy for me to go find 3 people, but we don't want to stop there. Help those 3 do the exact same thing that you've done. Now you've got 12 people on your team. Look what happens to your income. You go from $5 a day now to $20 a day. That's $600 a month in passive residual income, whether you get out of bed or not. Now, let's go one more level. Let's help those 12 get their 3. You've got 36 people on your team. What does your income look like then? $50 a day, $1,500 a month. Tell me what the average Social Security check is for a person who's already committed 30 or 40 years of their life. It's not $1,500 a month in many cases. So think about this. This is not a long-term proposition. And we've not even talked about the momentum bonuses as you grow your organization. Those first 3 people that you sponsored, that partner with you, you put them in the business with you within the first 30 days. So now you qualify for the first round of momentum bonus. You just picked up an additional $150. But because you were committed to helping those 3 be successful in this industry as well, all right, you just picked up another $450 because you helped them get their 3. You're in 60 days of the window now. Now let's go after all of the money because there's $1,500 on the table. So we're on a 3rd level with 36 people. You helped those 12 get their 3. Now that's another $900 that's paid out to you in the last stages of the momentum bonus. This is the 3rd round. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a total of $1,500 that you've made up front, basically, to help others succeed in this business. But let's stretch the table a little bit and see how far we can go with this thing. Because you pick your own number. We're going to show you how to get there. You've got 90 people on your team at this point because you've helped the 36 get their 3. Now you're at $100 a day, $3,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over $36,000 a year. So we can eliminate that part-time job, come home, spend time with our family, and do this from the comfort of our home. But let's push it a little further. Help those 90 people get their 3. You got 180 people on your team. You're at $150 a day, $4,500 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, that's well over $50,000 a year. Now, why is that number so important? Because let's look at the median income of a working person in the United States, which hovers around $50,000 a year. 180 people on your team puts you there. And this is not a 30-year proposition. Many people are doing this in months. My good friend in Southern California, who we talked about earlier, Mr. Fernando Ramirez, is currently a regional director with this opportunity, 300 plus people on his team, making $200 a day, $6,000 a month, $73,000 a year. And please ask me, how long did it take him to do it? 90 days, ladies and gentlemen, 90 days. I told you earlier, this is not a long-term proposition. Now, here's what's so fascinating about it. Fernando Ramirez sponsored a young lady in Orlando, Florida named Ana Rodriguez. In actually 60 days, was able to come in and do the exact same thing. Put herself in a position where she's making $300, over 300 people in the organization, $200 a day, $6,000 a month, and passive residual income. How many of us know people that make $73,000 a year? And then if you know people that make that kind of money, how long did it take them to get there? Again, this is a short-term proposition, but let's go further. Let's say you hit the level of 2-star regional director, 480 people on your team, $3,000 a day, $9,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over $109,000 a year. Pretty impressive. But I want to share with you the possibilities. I want to talk about the top income earner. You see on the chart here, the position is a national director. Over 3,000 people on this young man's team, making $1,500 a day, $45,000 a month, $547,500 a year, $500,000 a year. His name is Brian N. Bean, a young man out of Atlanta in his early 40s. He's done some incredible things with this opportunity. He is currently the top income earner. Now, why do I tell you his story? Why? Because listen, what he's shown us is that it's possible. If one man can do it, we know how this works. If one man can do it, 10 can do it. If 10 can do it, 100 can do it. If 100 can do it, 1,000 can do it. If 1,000 can do it, you and I can do the exact same thing. Now, here are the possibilities. The program pays from $5 a day to as much as $15,000 a day. Now, you know your dreams, your hopes, your ambitions. And if you could just mute your line, those who are, Mr. Woods, if you could just mute for me. Thank you, sir. Now, you know your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, your desires, the impact that you want to have, far greater than I do. Pick your number from this chart. What is it going to take to get you there? To create the lifestyle of your dream, to do the things that you dream of doing, but not just yourself, but for others. Again, $15,000 a day, $450,000 a month. That's well over $5 million a year. I think that's a pretty good start. There's no compensation plan in this industry that can match what MWR brings to the table. Now, here's where it gets exciting. I want to share with you the success story of a very good friend of mine who's engaged in this platform. And it's quite fitting that he's here today because he's a former military officer who saw this opportunity and ran with it. And I don't want to steal his thunder, but I do want to bring him on at this moment. And I'm going to stop the screen share, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to come back to this and finish it up. We only got a few more slides to go, but I want to introduce you to my friend who's with us today, Mr. Charles Ivory. Charles, I'm going to stop the screen share and bring you on, sir. Mr. Ivory, you there?
Yes, sir. I am here, Gerald. How you doing? You're doing an excellent job for a Marine, sir.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you giving me some credit to all the Marines out there. Hoorah. But listen, I mean, this is so fitting because you are a perfect example of what we're talking about today. Former military, all right, saw this opportunity and ran with it. And I heard you give some stats earlier, and I know you'll share that with our group today about how you were able to replace your income and how every military veteran and active duty personnel on this platform today has the ability to do the exact same thing. So I'll give it to you, sir.
Absolutely. Hey, well, just to let everybody know a little background about myself, you know, my life wasn't different than anybody else. You know, I grew up with this blueprint that you had to go to school, make good grades, get a good job, and go in early, stay late, and you could be successful. Well, I wasn't able to get to school, so I did the next best thing and I joined the military. But believe me, I dedicated myself to the military. I did 24 years, Gerald, and I retired as a senior non-commissioned officer. But at the same time, while I was in the military, I was living paycheck to paycheck, got kids while I was in the military. Sometimes I was living paycheck behind a paycheck. Some of y'all may not know anything about that. But the thing was, after 24 years of dedicated military service, I was still had to go find another job because the lifestyle that I was accustomed to, I couldn't support it off of my military retirement. And I'm also 100% disabled veteran at the same time. So I had to go into the labor force and I became a VA benefit advisor. And I did that for 7 years until I ran into this opportunity right here. And what this opportunity done for me was show me how to gain wealth. And I say wealth. You say you can't get rich quick here, but you can become wealthy. And so these experts that you're talking about, Gerald, the first thing they did was show me how to put $600 back into my paycheck. Now, I want you to understand, they showed me how to give myself an instant pay raise. And I can tell you, out of 24 years in the military and 7 years in the corporate world, I was never given a $600 pay raise at one time. And that pay raise came month after month after month. I shared that with my wife. She did the exact same thing, and they put $800 back into her paycheck. So that's $1,400 a month, Gerald, that I was receiving just by following instructions. And because I was in the military, I was able to follow instructions. Well, make a long story short, when I got this opportunity, I was so excited about that. I went out and I got 3 people to partner with me. Matter of fact, I got 3 soldiers to partner with me. I had a sergeant major named Derek Ray. I had another sergeant first class, which was my wife, and a lieutenant colonel by the name of Larry Stewart. And we took this compensation like we were climbing the hill to take over. And I'm going to tell you, it was an amazing thing. And just from sharing the opportunity with others, Gerald, 5 months after joining, I got laid off because of the pandemic. Now, I want you to understand, I had to get another job to still support my family. But because I told some people that told some people that told some people, by the time I got laid off because of the pandemic, I had already doubled my salary from my job. It was a temporary layoff. So the military had to put some things in place to make us all safe. When they called me back to work, Gerald, I was making 4 times the amount of money in this company than I was on that job. So I went back and I fired my boss, or donated that job back to society. And we just kept the ball rolling. We just kept charging. Not only did they help me put more money back into my pocket, they even gave me some next level strategies to multiply. Because we was in the middle of the pandemic, everybody in the country was losing money, Gerald. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, 401ks, IRAs, TSP, you name it. If it was tied to the stock market, everybody was losing money. But these experts showed me how to take my 401k from the job and roll it over into a thing called land banking. And I grew 37.5% my first year. A private reserve account grew 18% in its first year, Gerald. In 8 months, I was at a regional director on this compensation plan, became the 5th $1 million residual ring club earner, where if you look at the chart, you're earning $9,000 a month. Now, Gerald, earning $9,000 a month in 8 months was more than my disability and my retirement put together.
Wow.
That's amazing. And so what I'm telling you is if you're in the military right now, serving on active duty, you can receive the equivalent of a 20, 30-year retirement while you're serving on active duty. And if you retire and you're picking up disability and retirement, How about doubling it? You know, so Gerald, it put me in a situation where I was able to fire my boss. Hey, I was able to pay off $80,000 worth of credit card bills. I paid off a 30-year mortgage 16 years early, which saved me over $300,000 in compound interest. I was able to purchase land to build a new home with cash, Gerald. I was never able to put down cash. And when I applied for my loan, because of the size of the home that I was building, over 6,000 square feet, I had to come up with $153,000 at a down payment. But because of this compensation plan, it wasn't a problem. And so now I built this 6,000 square foot home that you see on the slide, and the company pays the mortgage on it, Gerald. And I still have money to still live off of and support my family. So I'm saying that this is the best opportunity in the world. There is nothing else like this. And I'm telling you, you said this is where lifestyle and legacy connects. Gerald, I'm not going to go over all the services that they have because we probably don't have enough time for this. But it put me in a position, Gerald, this company right here, to where I became tax exempt. Gerald, I got a letter from the IRS that says I'm totally tax exempt and I can keep all my money. That's what this opportunity, that's what this company had done for me, Gerald, man. And I thank you for allowing me to share my testimony on this platform, because, you know, I was a part of the 1st Infantry Brigade, the Big Red One, and our motto is no mission too difficult, no sacrifices too great, duty first. So anytime you call, man, hey, I'm here to support. Hey, thank you, Gerald. I'm going to give it back to you.
Listen, God bless you, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were taking notes and listening. The story that you just heard, how this man has propelled himself and his family to a whole new level. Former military. Now, keep in mind, and Charles, you said something that was important, the ability for active duty military currently taking advantage of this program, as well as retired military. I mean, many of us are trying to find a way to kind of close the gap, right? And we need the financial means to do it. And MWR has proven to you and many others that it is a vehicle that can take you where you want to go.
Absolutely. Most definitely. And guaranteeing it, Gerald. Guaranteed. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was all in when I heard that they had a team of experts that do all the work and they had a daily guaranteed pay. It wasn't even nothing to think about, Gerald. We had to take this one.
Absolutely. No question about it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the screen share, and we're going to wrap this thing up, and we're going to bring Mr. Ivory back for our question and answer session in just a second. So, and Charles, I'm going to show them that beautiful 6,000 square feet home that you've been able to build as a result of your involvement with MWR. Guys, this is what the possibilities are. There you go. As we talked about it earlier, I mean, raised his credit score over 800 points. Think about how strong that is. He's constructed his dream home. That house you see now is complete, 6,000 square feet. Him and his lovely wife, Judith, and he's mentioned to you already that he's the $1 million residual covering earner, did all of that in 8 months. And Charles, to put yourself in a position where you're generating a level. Actually, I want to ask this question before I leave this slide. How much time would you have had to commit to the military to get to this level of income? You're muted right now, sir.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Got you now.
Gerald, I would still be serving in the military right now to receive the type of income that I'm receiving right now today. I would still serve. I don't even know what rank brings in the income that I'm bringing in right now, Gerald.
Wow, that is that's impressive, ladies and gentlemen. So let's keep moving here. We're going to go to our next slide. And I'm going to have to stop the screen share again and start over, guys, because we came out. But hang on, miss me. We're going back in, and we're going to get this thing done. Give me a second here. Charles, what an exciting story, man. I mean, this is amazing to me that we have an opportunity to do something like this. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. Again, to have an opportunity to be able to do something like this, let's move on. And I'm on it, Charles, to kind of share with you the success stories that the company allows us to put out on these PowerPoint presentations. And again, I mean, former Marine, $1 million residual club ring earner because of this opportunity. I was currently working a job when I saw this thing at 55 years old, a grown man going to a job every day, paid on Friday, broke on Monday. Many of you never had to do that, so you probably understand what I'm talking about. I needed this, and within 2 years, I was able to replace my income and give that man back what he gave me, which is a job. It did exactly what it needed to do, but I walked away from a $65,000 a year job, replaced my income with this opportunity, and started like Charles did on a part-time level. Took advantage of all the strategies. I think that military discipline allowed me to be able to follow the instructions that they were giving me, got me back $350 a month. My set of money I saw on my check 2 weeks later. I drug into this program 15 years worth of remaining debt. These guys positioned me to pay that debt off in 5 years. Guys, so the ability to live a debt-free lifestyle, to live the life of your dreams. And one final piece that has done for me, the ability to live in South Florida during the winter months and North Carolina during the summer has been a dream of mine of over 40 some odd years. So where else can you go to get an opportunity to do the things that MWR, and this opportunity allows you to do it? And Charles, the beautiful part about it, you and I don't have to become experts. I don't know anything about doing taxes. I don't know how to restore credit. The experts do the work. All we're doing is introducing people to the platform, giving them a chance to get their financial life in order. So listen, let's wrap it up. Let's talk about the top income earner. Young man I mentioned to you earlier, Mr. Brian N. Bean, $45,000 a month in passive residual income. And I just want you all to think for a minute and go with me on this one. What changes in your life when you start generating $45,000 a month? I'll answer the question for you. Everything. The car you drive, the house you live in, the clothes you wear, where you send your kids to school. But look at what this platform has done for him. Already successful in business, but saw the advantages of partnering with MWR. He's accumulated over $3 million in assets. All right. As a result of this platform, he owns 20 acres of land in Atlanta, Georgia. They call it Bean Acres. He has a condo in Dubai. He's the fastest $1 million residual club ring earner. Did it in 3 months, ladies and gentlemen. But to position yourself to be making $45,000 a month is pretty phenomenal with this opportunity. Now, once again, you've got people. Our experts do the work. You get the results and get paid every single day for simply referring others to the MWR 72-hour money challenge. So let's wrap it up. You either are right now a 2 or a 1. If you're a 2, you want to take advantage of the membership. That cost is $149.97 per month. Once again, including your spouse, no setup fee. Guys, and the ability to have access to experts in every area of your financial life. Or you may be like myself, like Charles, like Pastor Searson, and many others who not only want to get their financial life in order using the experts, but want the ability to generate another stream of income. So you're 1. You're going to pay one-time setup fee to start your business, plus the $149.97. Your total investment is $249.97. Put you in business with the fastest growing financial strategies company in the country. Not only that, it puts you in the middle of a multi-trillion-dollar year industry. So we've got some choices. Again, you're either a 2 or you're 1. The choice is yours, though. Our membership guarantees your success. We're prayerful that you've seen enough and heard enough today to join us on this mission, this ministry, this crusade. You saw the success of Charles Ivey. You've seen the success that I've had and many others on this platform. Charles, it's not just you and I. There are tens of thousands of people across this country that are taking advantage of it. What we want to focus on today is just the military. I mean, to giving them an opportunity to let them know that there is an opportunity out there that exists that will help you take your life to a totally different level. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our presentation. We're going to stop the screen share. We're going to come out to the field. Pastor Searson, I'll turn the controls over to you. I think our guests may have the ability to turn on their cameras and unmute themselves if there are any questions. You've got experts, meaning people who succeeded in this business, on the platform today. We don't want you to leave today without getting those questions answered. And prayerfully, you've seen enough and heard enough to make a decision, but get your questions answered. Don't leave this platform without having a full understanding of what you've seen and heard. Robert Clay, welcome to the platform. Bishop Sutton, again, thank you, sir, for being here. Pastor Searson, platform is yours, sir.
My. I am stunned. But I want to do this real quick, Brother Ivory, because someone put in the chat about your debt-free status and how you accomplish that. So you might want to answer that question first. So can you unmute yourself too?
Yes, sir. And what was the question?
The question was, when you mentioned that you got that notification on the Internal Revenue Service that you were now debt-free, tax-free.
Tax exempt. Yes, sir.
Tax exempt. How did you accomplish that? Someone asked that question. You might want to tackle that first.
Well, yes. Well, the good thing about MWR, Financial, they do 4 things really well. They show you how to create income, increase it, multiply, but last but not least, protect it. And so what good is having money and assets if somebody can strip it away from you? So what they did for me was they allowed me to get a trust, and not just any trust. You know, most people get revocable trust, living will trust, you know, that's in the jurisdiction of statutory law. And what they designed for me was what we call a complex trust, which is in the jurisdiction of English common law. And because the way the trust is structured between a business trust, family trust, and a foundation trust, it allowed me to income shift my money from the right to the left, or from the left to the right, I should say, and put me in a private foundation status to where all my money is tax exempt. And so all I do now is shift my money from business through the family to the foundation, and it allows me to have tax exempt status.
And Charles, just Pastor Simpson, if you would, just to piggyback on what Charles is saying for our audience, that what he just outlined for you is the same system that wealthy people have always had access to. You want to know why they continue to win? Because they've got access to these platforms, much like the trust. You can't find this anywhere but MWR. There's not one company in the country that is addressing these issues head on and bringing real solutions and giving you the tools and systems to do it. As I mentioned earlier, guys, they've leveled the playing field. Charles, think about it. I mean, did you sit around your dinner table with your family before MWR and have these kinds of conversations? Did you think that there was a chance that you could get access to these sort of tools prior to MWR?
Negative. I didn't even know too much about money. That was not a conversation that we was having at the dinner table when I was growing up. But here's what I love about MWR Financial is that they coach you, they guide you all the way through. Well, because I was making a lot of money with the company, you know the saying, the more you make, the more they take. And I was in the home buying process where I had to expose my income. And the wealth experts told me that, Charles, there is a way that you can legally, ethically, and morally bypass this, and told me about the trust. So I was given information. And what I found out, Gerald, is you know, wealth is not taught, it's passed down. It's information that's passed down. So wealthy people have those type of conversations at the dinner table. We don't have those at our dinner table, you know, so you gotta get information passed down to you to learn the secrets of the wealthy. And Gerald, they told the wrong group of people if it is a secret, because now we're putting it out here publicly for everybody to know that you can become wealthy. You can become wealthy, but you got to understand you have to create it. It can't be taught, you know. And Gerald, when I read that in the good book, that God gives you the ability to create wealth, you know, it showed that it has to be created. And so MWR will show you ways to create and generate wealth and leave a legacy behind. And so, you know, it doesn't get any better than this. You know, this is a real document coming from a real source, you know. So it is real, people. I know some people say it's just too good to be true. I just say it's true.
Hey, I have to agree with you. I just submitted my paperwork to get that tax exempt status as well because of the trust, ladies and gentlemen. So it's real. Once again, they've leveled the playing field. Pastor Searson, we've got real access now.
Let me tell you, one of the things I want to just, as you said, piggyback on when he was speaking. In our presentation, there's a slide that says, Nelson Rockefeller says, own nothing but control everything.
Yes, sir.
And what he just shared is an example of that. He moves his money from the left to the right, so it's tied up where nobody can get to it. But because he has that type of money, what moves society? It's money. And whoever has the most money moves society the farthest down the road. So when you look at that, you can see now why wealthy people are controlling this country. One of the things Donald Trump did, and a lot of people don't like him one way or the other, but that's neither here nor there. But when he was first running, they was really ragging him for not paying taxes. But Donald Trump knew the system. And because he knew the system, he used the system, and we criticized him because we didn't know the system. And now what we have with MWR is an opportunity to know the system. So I encourage us, guys, before I open up to anybody for questions, I want to say this. On this line right now, there's 52 of us. That's enough people who, if you're not a part of MWR, to get back with the person who invited you, get involved and get started. And you can, by the time we come back next Saturday, you can have 3 or 4 people. And we can just keep it moving. So it's all about timing. Timing's everything. And you need to take full advantage of this, because he told me, he stole my scripture. Forget not him that give you the power to get wealth. We pray for a job, but he gave us the power to get wealth.
Yes,
and that's
it
a
is.
whole lot of difference. That's a lot of difference. And if you got a question, anyone, there's an icon on the bottom. You can raise your hand and we can see your hand. We can answer that for you. Or if you want to unmute yourself and ask a question. And while we're waiting for you, we've got a question. Bishop Sutton, I know you're here. And I know you've been in the military yourself, Bishop, for a lot of years, and all of what that you've done. And I see Coach T is here. My God, my brother's here. My brother from another mother's here. So, Bishop, you want to say a quick word before we open up to anyone with a question? Just unmute yourself, Bishop. All right, I'll just ask you to unmute. So, go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
There we go.
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, I want to just give kudos to all of our speakers, especially our premier speaker, who just served us with a wealth of information. I just want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. What we're doing here by targeting the military is a new and shifting platform that gives us the chance to address those individuals who had served us well, and in some instances, they have lost their lives and their dependents are still here. But we have an opportunity today to provide them something that our speakers have said that will be an extra gift to them and their dependents from the Almighty. The thing that I like about this platform is I've done a number of things, my wife and I. Sometimes we were successful and sometimes we were not. But undisputably, this MWR platform gives us a chance to win. And not only win, but win big. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today. And I want to thank our audience for coming on today and hearing something that undoubtedly, if this is your first time hearing it, that you've never heard before. But additional to that, this is something that you can use as a tool to navigate your life, make money, preserve money, and do much, 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 much more. God bless you. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Bishop. And guys, before we go, because I'm glad that we have the people that we have, because what you're seeing are veterans who've been around for a while, been retired for a while, and think about what he said. Most veterans look at their, Charles, I knew you can identify with this. Most veterans look at the fact that they're 100%. And they see that as enough money to make it because they put that on top of what they're already making. They think they got it made. But if you got children, guys, that's not enough money. If you got grandbabies, that's not enough money. If you want to leave a legacy, you can't leave a legacy with that military retirement and compensation. You got to have something different. And this company provides that. So if you're on the line and you got a question while we got them here, Tim Singleton, you unmuted, you got a question?
Pastor Searson,
Yes, sir.
while we wait on Mr. Singleton, I just want to just recognize Lieutenant Colonel Bill Sutton, who's here with us. I think Major Timothy Frazier is here with us. We have Kimberly Whitfield. These are all military veterans. Mr. Robert Clay, currently active in the military in South Korea as we speak. Brother Jason Thomas, This just does my heart good to see the involvement and you know, our military family understanding the importance. Retired Air Force is with us today. My good friend out of Georgia, Mr. Richard Greer. So welcome to the platform, sir. We're well represented here today. Mr. Oliphant, U.S. Army retired. I'm a Marine. I won't hold that against you. But anyway, hey, look, but it's so good to see these guys, man. And Charles has kind of set the pace, right? And to help us all understand what's possible. A retired military officer took advantage of this opportunity, and look at the life that he's created for himself and his family. You know, so again, he's the example. So if Charles Ivory can do it, surely we all can do it. And we all need to do it, because here's where we are. Even with the bump in the disability payout, right? Even if you're at 100% plus retirement, the reason, Pastor Searson, that it's not enough, because it can't account for inflation, the increased cost in goods and services. Those costs are rising, but the money stays the same. The only way that you win this thing is position yourself where you've got money making money for you. Those investment vehicles that Charles Ivory talked about, that's his inheritance. He set his children's children up where they'll never have to worry about money again, because he's got money making money for them. And guys, that's the key to this thing. We can't save our way to wealth. It'll never happen. You've got to invest your way there. And that's what wealthy people have figured out. Compound interest is the most fascinating thing I've ever seen. And we've got a real chance at doing it. Look at the growth in just his land value as it relates to, the process that he's involved in through MWR. 37% increase in 1 year, not to mention the proper reserve, the diversified cash flow account, and precious metals. We've all now have those vehicles. And you look at the portfolio of any wealthy person in this country, all of those things we just mentioned are part of their portfolio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why they're winning, and the great majority of us continue to struggle. And that day is over because of this opportunity. We've got a real shot at it now. Pastor Simpson, I'll give it back to you. The gentleman was about Mr. Singleton. Please go ahead, sir.
I didn't have a question. I came in late, and I guess my phone unmuted.
Okay, good deal. Well, glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, sir.
I know we've got Lieutenant Colonel Bill Sutton here with us today too, sir.
How
you doing, Dr. Parker? How you doing, Brother Searson, my brother?
Coach T, go ahead, man.
Good to see you, sir.
Oh man, this is incredible. Well, first of all, I want to honor y'all, as I come from a military family also. I served this in the law enforcement side, but I respect this platform to give homage, respect to our heroes. And I would like to know, when is the next time that we'll run a platform like this? Because this is very special, this is unique, and it's much needed. And I just appreciate this platform, because I have several people on here right now that are getting the value of what we're doing at such a time. So with that, I just wanted to ask, maybe, hey, look, this might be something we need to do regular. Appreciate you, my brother Charles, for sharing your testimony. So many people need to hear this, but this is special for our veterans, our retired community. This is something we can all participate on to take back our power, which is your financial power, through creating wealth through this incredible opportunity. So that was it, fellas. I just appreciate it. I'd like to know when we're going to do another one.
We can do another one next Saturday.
I'll be here. This is amazing.
We're gonna hold you to it. We're gonna hold you to it.
All right, look, that's my partner on there. Y'all got somebody special. Go on, Willie.
I'm holding you to
right.
it.
No, so let's get real quick. Colonel Sutton, can you unmute, please, if you want to say something real quick, and
Yes,
then we'll
sir.
really move and shut down. This is Colonel retired Lieutenant Colonel Sutton, and you heard Charles say some of the people on his team, sergeant majors, lieutenant colonels, and all this. Hey, it's not about rank now; it's about wealth now, and we're trying to make that happen. So go ahead, Colonel Sutton.
I just admire you guys and ladies. I'm set back. I'm dumbfounded. I just don't understand how God can do all of this at one time. I'm amazed. I just wanted to say, Pastor Searson, Bishop Ernest Sutton, Dr. Parker, you guys are doing what you're supposed to do. Share this information on wealth. Share this information to all of our communities, to all of our neighbors, to our friends. I have some friends on today. Bishop Napper out of Georgia, he's on. Sergeant Major Andrews out of Georgia, he's on today. Apostle James McKnight out of Georgia, he's on. I just couldn't identify the rest of them in Georgia that are on. I've invited about 10 to 15, I can't even remember the number. And I invited Master Sergeant Edward Holly. He on, but he had to go to Richmond, but he's trying to listen to us while he's driving. I want to say to all of you, continue to keep doing what you're doing to build wealth in our families, because we need it and it is lacking and we need it bad. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before I come to you, Brother Ivan, I'm gonna let you close out. Brother Clay, go right ahead.
Yes, can you hear me all right?
I got you loud and clear.
Hey, listen. All right, all right. Hey, I'm ex-Navy, did 8 years in the military with the Navy, working on airplanes. But let me tell you this right here on this line, us as ex-military and even their friends and family, we are the new economy. This is our own economy that God has put into our hands. And we have to leave a legacy for our children's children, just like that good book say. But nobody ever taught us the strategy. I am blessed to be a part of this. I am blessed that Dr. Parker showed me this opportunity. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, I had a tragedy in my family, you know, about 28 years ago. But I was around a group of people, not only to help me get through that tragedy of my father killing my mother, but people on this line, this brotherhood got me through that tragedy. So I understand the power of being around like-minded people, but I understand also with this opportunity, not only we are setting up trust funds for the next 10 to 20 generations, something somebody never taught us, but I'm gonna take that money and start building battered women's shelters in my mother's name. I'm gonna put the first one in Georgia, but in my lifetime, God willing, I will put one in every single state. And this is the vehicle to do that. And I'm just blessed to be in partnership with everybody on this line.
God bless you, my brother. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Brother Mike D, I see your hand raised, a lot of gold behind you. Go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything that you do, everything that you're bringing to the table, everything that you are training or sharing with everyone that you know. And just to piggyback on Mr. Ivory, what he's saying, it's an honor for him to have him on as well, to have all you guys as a leader, mentor. We have Marines, Airmen, and we have Navy on. I'm a former corpsman myself, so I'm Doc to you Marines. And this opportunity has given me a new hope, a new meaning, a new mission. What it has done for me, it has helped me improve my FICO scores from a 577 up to a 634 or 634, 635. So I have now positioned myself and my family to be able to purchase our home when we get ready to utilize our VA loan. Not only does that help, this business opportunity has helped me do that, it's helped me set up my wife, DCA and a private reserve for my child or my son, who's junior, and he's 2. So hopefully by the time he turned 21, he'd be well secured. I just want everybody to know that this is an opportunity for us to develop wealth and to leave it for our families. And that's what we went in the service for, to protect those that we love. With MWR, is definitely providing an opportunity for us to do so, sir. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Guys, as we get ready to shut down, there's a couple of things we need to address. One is simply this: get in. Gerald said that you have 100% 30-day money back guarantee. You get in and do what they ask you to do. What I've understood from Gerald, The company's not paid anybody any money who did not do what this company said it's going to do. So you got time for that. Now, as a former pastor, let me tell you something. I refuse, and for all the pastors on the line and others who've been known, I just refuse to pastor a broke church. And the best way to get your church free is to get the people free. And that's another thing that we can do. But as military people, the kudos to all of you guys who've served, foxholes and all that kind of stuff, Vietnam, shot at, all the things that we've dealt with. Let's take what we have here today and let's embrace it and enlarge upon it and make it better. And then that gives us all week long. That gives us all week long, guys, to get started, get with the people that we need to get with, get your questions answered. And okay, someone say Ammon's raised his hand.
Jabari, Bishop. I'm sorry, Pastor Searson.
Was it Jabari or Amon? Which one was it? We've got a hand. Whoever it was, go right ahead.
Jabari, go ahead.
Well, first of all, it's an honor to meet each and every one of y'all. I'm proud of y'all accomplishments. I'm lower generation. I'm from the Iraq, Afghanistan era, and I've done all of it. So I need to formally introduce myself and let y'all know that y'all have this synergetic energy, because initially you had my curiosity, however you have my attention, and it's because you actually walk it like you talk it. So I'm going to see to what degree that you see it. And brother Charles Ivory, with respect to all the reverends, because I'm here in Jacksonville, and it's reverends out here that are first sergeants, sergeant majors. You know what I mean? So I take particular to that because I work in the security industry, and I have an elder by the name of Robert Clay. I call him Mr. Bass. So like with the vibe that he sent me and the energy that he sent me, he said you need to listen to what they have to say, because they actually really step their words. So my question is, like, despite everything everybody said, I have a boilerplate question that I want to know, because it's going to cost me $149 a month to be in this membership, and just based off of what I heard, I'm going to benefit from it. However, I want to talk numbers. Like I'm a businessman, so I want to know like where every single penny is going to do what. You know how gas prices are? Like premium costs a certain price, and then you may get unleaded. It may go a certain way. So that's what I'm curious about. But I didn't have the chance to ask that question before everybody went salutation.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna before I bring Brother Ivory back, let me say this to Dr. Parker. Dr. Parker is probably one of the most professional men that I've ever known. That gives and gives and gives and gives. And I just pray God and bless him in a very, very unusual way. I love this brother unlike you can't believe. That being said, Brother Ivory, I want you to come back and you can answer this brother's question, and then you can close us out, because we want everybody to get back in the regular time. So you can come on, sir, and answer this brother's question, and then we'll be ready to close out.
Okay. As far as where the money is going back to the company to provide the services. So when you pay your $149 a month, you're paying for a team of experts to handle your personal financial situation. So I want you to think about it as a buffet. We offer a lot of stuff. We offer tax minimization, debt elimination, bill negotiation, credit restoration. We offer keys to home ownership. We offer healthcare sharing plan, precious metals, DCAs, PRAs, land banking, trust. We offer a variety of things to help you with your personal finances. And basically you're going to get in where you fit in. Now, for me, I took advantage of every single service that was out there besides the health share, because, being in the military, I do have the VA and I have TRICARE. But other than that, I participated in every single opportunity that they have, because, For $149 a month, you can't even get one of those services, let alone, I don't even know how many I counted, but let alone a whole a la carte of services. So your money is going to the experts to provide you with those services. And when you think about investment, and Dr. Gerald Parker said it when he was talking about the comp plan of earning $5 a day, which is $150 a month, which covers your membership. So now your business is self-funded. I want you to think of the money that you're investing as an investment. So you're getting a return on that investment. And he says something that in order for you to get that residually, you have
I
to.
apologize. You said enough. Nah, you good.
You good?
You said enough. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, here's what I want to say, because we got Jason Thomas on the line, and he's an active duty military officer who's serving on my team, and I'm really passionate about the active duty individual as well as the retired. But I said something in my testimony. If you're on active duty, imagine receiving equivalent of a 20-30 year retirement while you're on active duty and receiving it as a lower enlisted rank. This is possible. It's sad to say that so many people put their lives on the line for 20 plus years and still retire living paycheck to paycheck because they didn't know what to do with their money. And so I would ask if Jason Thomas, all the way from Korea right now, to share his testimony as an active duty officer of what this company has done for him, if you don't mind.
Now y'all, I cannot just not come on after Dr. Gerald Parker and Mr. Ivory have asked me to come on. But yes, I am currently in South Korea, and yes, I'm an active duty service member, CW2, Chief Warrant Officer 2, serving here in South Korea right now, stationed out of Fort Cavazos, formerly known as Fort Hood, Texas. And so, like Mr. Ivory said, man, this information really literally changed my life. What was going on in my life was that I have 6 children, y'all. I like to call them kids. Wife didn't like to call them that. It's baby goats. But everybody knows with kids, they eat a lot, right? The thing is, I heard one scripture, and it took toll on my soul right before I learned about MWR. And that one scripture was, "A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children." Now, at the time, I was about 16, 17 years active duty military as a W01, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. And year after year, I got promoted to promotion to promotion, and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, and I couldn't understand it. And then on top of that, I had to figure out, how am I going to make a better life for my kids if I can't even make it to the end of the month? And so once I got involved with this company, they immediately showed me that I was losing money to taxes, $200 worth. So I was able to put that money back into my pocket, and that snowballed into me getting out of debt. Hey, I shared this opportunity, the 72-hour money challenge, with enough people, 3 who shared it with 3, and the company started paying me $600 a month, y'all, $20 a day. You combine $600 per month with $200, that's $800. I don't know about y'all, but you would have to do at least 2 to 4 years extra in military service to gain a promotion similar to that. And let alone, Kim knows, you're not making an $800 jump from one rank to the next, ladies and gentlemen. Most of us on our job won't even make an extra $800 within the next 10 years per month. So think about that. I added that money to my lifestyle. I had positive cash flow now. And then they told me about the next level strategies, to where now I have my DCA, I have my PRA, and I'm about to get involved with precious metals, y'all. And I'm looking forward to getting with land banking. Now, my family is set. I'm putting blocks and pillars in place with the money that they saved me. And because I shared the testimony, I was able to put fuel to the fire. So now I'm going to get closer to my goal. Look, Mr. Ivory's been saying it all throughout the presentation, and Gerald Parker and everybody on here has hinted it. Earning your military retirement check while on active duty. Hey, I want to be able to say that one day, and I'm still in. I'm having fun. My body's straight. Hey, that mark hits $10,000 a month. I'm gonna fire the Army, and I'm saying, hey, deuces, I'm earning my check. Hey, thank you for your time.
Oh, man, this is a young guy. You talking about a young guy, Brother Alfred?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I told you I got an army, like literally an army. So that's my chief warrant officer right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 4 o'clock, and that's about an hour worth of our time. And I don't want to take any more of yours, but look, get back with the person who invited you on the call. Get your questions answered. Get yourself enrolled. Get yourself in front of some people. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you back here. Brother Gerald Parker, myself, Bishop Sutton, and others, we'll see you all back here on next Saturday. Kim Whitfield, how you doing, darling? I saw you nodding your head. If you're in Fort Hood, I got a daughter down there. I want to be all to understand. She's down at Corpus Cove. So guys, God bless each one of you. Thank you so much, everyone. Charles, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your effort, man, and what you brought to the table. And of course, Dr. Parker, what can we say? You are the booger with the sugar and the boss with the hot sauce. So we'll let it go at that. So God bless everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Good day, everybody.
Great call, everyone.
Thank
God
you.
bless, guys. Thank you.
Phenomenal.
Great job, gentlemen.
Awesome job.
Great job. Great
Awesome
job.
job, Kingsley.
Hey, appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Take care,
appreciate
my friend.
everything.
Take care.
Outstanding.
Amazing.
Wow. Wow.
Phenomenal. Pastor
Awesome.
Tiffany, Dr. Parker, and Charles, thank you so much.
Hey, Regina, how you doing, darling?
I'm great.
I should have had my son up here.
We're back next week.
Well, all right, guys, we out. Dr. Parker, I'll call you in a little bit.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Can you
Thank
get a copy of this recording?
Yes, sir. I'll make sure you get that.
You will definitely get a copy of this. I'm gonna make sure we charge folks for it too, because you're on it. Hey, this is a 1999 special, Charles.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Of course, we won't do that, guys. I was just kidding. All right, guys, we out. Good night.